Hey y'all, this is editing Marianne, and it wasn't until I was editing that I realized that my content was not there. Well, half of it at least. I don't know why my GoPro has been like, it will I'm recording it one whole time. I don't stop it, but it breaks it up into multiple videos. But it did that. It's like it did that in this case, and the first video is just gone. So this is actually editing Marianne, and what you will see after I'm done here will be from what I covered earlier. But today is day 8 of Nourishing Stepping Stones, and February 16th. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. It was rainy here all day long Saturday, and so it was actually worked out kind of nice because I was just exhausted, and I just really didn't want to get out in the rain, and so it was just perfect. And so this coming up week, for week 2 of Nourishing Stepping Stones, we are adding meat stock to our meals in the evening time at dinner, and we're continuing to eat the yogurt. So I'm thinking about maybe increasing it from a teaspoon to a tablespoon now, because I've been doing that for a minute. So I'm still doing the teaspoon, but we'll see if I should increase to a tablespoon. So I woke up today and it was extremely late. I did not get my morning sun in my eyes this morning. No, it was 12:45 p.m. when I woke up today. We travel a lot for what we do, and we got home late. It was probably about 10:30, 11, I think, when we got home last night. And so it was about 11:45 when we finally was crawling into bed. And so, you know, on top of that, besides that, and traveling all day yesterday, and just prior to that, like, I was feeling, so for week 1, Sunday through Wednesday, I felt pretty good. Like, my, you know, as far as my body goes, I was, you know, feeling okay. Like, I was feeling pretty good for my body. And come Thursday, I don't know what in the world happened, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and even yesterday, I just, it's unexplainable, like, how tired I was. And I'm still tired today. But usually what happens is I'll wake up. Whenever I wake up, you know, depending upon how I feel at that moment, a couple of hours will pass, and then I'll start feeling exhausted again. And so this is not normal, and this is what has caused the concern within me, because it's literally debilitating, and it really interferes with my day-to-day, and it, you know, it really interferes. It's more to me than just, okay, I'm tired and push through it. Like, I can't explain it, just how tired I am. And then on top of it all, my elbows are still hurting, and it's increased farther down my arm, like to my hand, and then like up towards my shoulder. So anyways, with my certified gut health coach, I'm going to discuss all of this with her, and because I I'm wondering if it's the die-off that's starting to happen. And from what I understand, what die-off is the pathogenic gut flora is starting to make its way out. And it can cause symptoms like fatigue, headache, body aches, that type of thing. And so at the beginning of all of this, I asked her, I said, you know, how am I going to know the difference between die-off and just how my body's feeling? Because this is how I feel all the time. Like all the time anymore, this is how I feel. And so we're taking what I normally feel like as my baseline, and then if it gets to the point of being worse than that, then that's how I know I'm having die-off. So I'm wondering if that's what's going on. And so Wednesday, so we have like a coaching call with her, and we'll be discussing that. So completely threw that out the window of the morning sun in my eyes because I got in so late last night. And it's just a process. And you know, me personally, like, you know, God has made plants, He has made animals, He has made herbs, and you know, I feel like that, you know, He has provided this food for us, and you know, all to be eaten in moderation. That's the thing. And so this is why we have chosen to go this route. It's because it's not eliminating what it is eliminating. And what it is eliminating is the processed foods. And the chickens are okay. I'm pretty sure you guys can hear the chickens. I've let them out today because it was so nice, and let them forage. Well, whenever I let them out to forage, they like to hang out at the front door. And so that's what you're hearing, because I have the door open and the windows open. But we've got some teenage roosters. And if you know chickens and you know roosters, you know how crazy it is. So, yeah. So sorry for that distraction if you guys are hearing that. So, but anyways, so, you know, I just feel like, you know, everything in moderation. And so Nourishing Stepping Stones is building on to that, and we're just adding in a little bit at a time. Nothing drastic, nothing major, nothing to make me overwhelmed. And that's the thing right there, is like overwhelmed. Like if your body is stressed, like it's not going to do me any good if I'm like stressed about all this stuff. And you know, there is always going to be something to learn. Like we should always be learning. But I myself, like I've been wanting to learn and like do all the things. And so it can be very stressful and overwhelming. I know that, you know, learning to cook and, you know, these things where I've never made before or never even heard of before, or, you know, this and that, you know, learning to make those things and what we need to purchase on a daily or on a weekly food budget. So it can be very stressful and overwhelming in that situation. And so stress ain't good for you either. So that's what I'm liking about Nourishing Stepping Stones, is because we're adding a little bit at a time, and all the while still eating and what we have been eating, but learning to replace that with good gut nourishing foods, and all the while, you know, sneakily taking them out and replacing them. So the last few days, I have not kept track, like my journaling, like I've been doing. I've just been tired and haven't wanted to do anything. And so, So I did weigh myself today, but it wasn't first thing. This morning, I'm at 265.4. So this just to keep record and keep track of that. And as far as how I'm feeling, I kind of already went over that. So I feel like I'm rambling at this point, but yeah, so it's not perfect. And one of the things is that as far as I'm not perfect, like, you know, to expect perfection at the very beginning is, you know, you can't really expect perfection. And so you can get to a point where you can be hard on yourself, or you can take the craving that I've had and basically analyze that craving. Okay, why did I have that craving? How did I feel after I had that craving? And if I feel worse after I ate said food, then it was my pathogenic flora that was hollering at me instead of me trying to fuel my body. So it's just a learning process, and I guess that's what I'm getting at, just a rambling way. So sorry about all that, but that's where I'm at today. Nothing has changed as far as just being more extremely tired. So hope you guys had a great weekend, and hope you guys had a great day in the Lord yesterday. And so I will get back to editing so I can get this out there for y'all. And once again, thank you for coming back. And I know this may not be your typical video, but I'm just vlogging this as a record of my journey on this for myself, and you know, maybe you can learn something throughout the way. So anyways, I'm gonna get back to editing, and you'll see the ending of the first recording that I did earlier. So that's weird, my GoPro just shut down. But we travel a lot, and so just trying to get into the rhythm and the routine of making meat stock, which today we began week 2 of Nourishing Stepping Stones. And so week 2 we will be adding meat stock in the evening time with dinner every day. And so in addition to having yogurt for breakfast, so I'm still having a teaspoon of yogurt, and now we're adding in, I'm starting with just 1/4 cup of meat stock for supper. And so so that's the next step in this. And yeah, just continuing every day and just trying to keep incorporating better choices for my gut in the decisions and the choices that I make. Have they been perfect? No. And that's what this is all about. The beginning, they're stepping stones, and just we're continuing to eat how we have been eating during this time, but just this process is learning. It's me learning. And you know, I didn't get the opportunity growing up to learn all of this, and so just learning how to do this stuff and to incorporate it, figure out how to not just incorporate it into our daily rhythm and our daily schedule, but into when we travel and whatnot. So Millie, come here. So hope everybody had a great weekend. And I know yesterday we had 2 wonderful services, and we just thank God for him moving and for him, his presence. And you know, he says that he never leaves us nor forsakes us, and he is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. And so I am thankful for that today. And he also tells us in Psalms that he is a father to the fatherless. And that brings comfort to me, because whenever I was growing up, I didn't have a father. And so knowing how much God loves me by him sending his son to die for me, to take on my sins and to bear that burden and to bear the cross for me, and knowing how much we have a heavenly Father that loves us, and he is a father to the fatherless. So I just wanted to hop on here real quick and just encourage you guys, as well as just provide an update on this journey. So hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll talk to y'all soon. See ya.